I have recorded hundreds of videos on the topics of retreats, and I don't think I've ever covered what is a retreat. So in this video, we're going to dive deeply into what is a retreat and hopefully get you excited about maybe leading your own. Let's go. Generally speaking, a retreat is some sort of gathering, ideally in some sort of secluded location where people come together to focus on a specific theme or topic or some sort of personal development or discovery process. A retreat can be led by a coach, a facilitator, a leader, any kind of person that's basically taking on the responsibility of making sure that everybody gets what they came for to the retreat. Most retreats include some combination of activities or structured content, all leading towards a specific outcome. I consider a retreat to be something that's multi-day. I'm sure that other people might say, okay, you can have a retreat in a day. Personally, I think you need multiple days, at least 3. And they can take place anywhere, although ideally in some sort of conducive location, a place that's conducive to the outcomes that you're seeking, a place that's safe, that's comfortable, that's inspiring, although there are retreats that are deliberately uncomfortable. I actually had a client who was creating these adventure retreats for her clients, and part of the whole idea was that she would send these people out into the wilderness by themselves for 3 days. So that could be a little less comfortable and a little less safe, but definitely conducive to the outcome of adventure and self-reliance. So there are many types of retreats. I've basically identified a handful of different types of retreats that I see over and over again, and they are the types of retreats that generally I know how to help people make money doing. So I'm just going to give you an arbitrary list of types of retreats that exist and that you might consider that you might want to lead. So the first is what I call a project completion retreat. A project completion retreat is where people basically set aside time, you set aside time, and you create a structured process whereby people come in and complete something in that retreat. So I'll give you an example. One of my clients, Katie Gutierrez, you've met her. She's been here on this channel. She has a 3-day virtual retreat where designers, her clients are designers, they come in and they map out a new vision and business plan for their design business. Okay, so they are completing the project of designing a new business plan. That's kind of similar to my own retreat. I do a business breakthrough retreat. People come in and they design over 3 days a new business model, business plan for their business as well. I had a client, Leanne. She was also on this channel recently. She used to have a retreat called the Lead Machine Weekend, which was a project completion where people would come in, entrepreneurs, and they would map out their entire lead magnet email marketing funnel to get new people onto their list and to engage that email list. So project completion, the outcome is you're going to do this and you're going to get it done. Another type of retreat is a skill building or a learning retreat, one where the objective is for people to come in and walk away having learned something, having potentially even mastered a new skill or something like that. This is very common for like a licensing or a certification retreat, or even in real estate. You might come in for 7 days, do this pre-licensing course, and then take your test and pass your real estate licensing exam. That means that you've learned a skill or built a skill over the course of the retreat. Another type of retreat that we're seeing all over the place all the time now are wellness retreats. Generally, those are very much associated with the location that they're at, that they're in some sort of beautiful, inspiring, relaxing setting like a resort, and maybe you're getting, juices every day and detoxing and doing yoga in the mornings and meditating, right? These are wellness retreats, and they usually include a variety of different wellness modalities, and they can be more, physical wellness or spiritual wellness or even emotional wellness. I've done breathwork retreats that are very much like wellness retreats. By the way, if you're liking this video, please take a moment to just hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Another kind of retreat are spiritual retreats, right? Where we're doing the deeper inner work. These can be religious or not religious, right? But essentially you're deepening the work to focus on that which is greater than you, that which is beyond you, connecting to a bigger purpose, more meaning. These retreats might involve prayer or meditation or even scripture study, anything that's meant to connect you more to your faith. Another type of retreat are professional development retreats. These are often similar to skills building retreats, but I want to make the distinction because a lot of times in a skills building retreat, an individual might sign themselves up for it, like that real estate licensing one example. In a professional development retreat, you often also can have a corporate entity that's sponsoring a client, that's sponsoring a participant in your program. And the idea is that you're going to teach them something that they're going to now bring back to the office. But professional development retreat is something, often you can get continuing education credits for these retreats. So that means you as the professional, as the facilitator, you can go to the governing board for that profession and you can find out, hey, what would it look like for me to be able to give, or for people to be able to qualify for continuing education credits by coming through my retreat. And that can also be great because it can help you fill your retreat, especially in December at the end of the year when people need their CEs and they don't have them. Well, you can put on a workshop that will give people a certain number of those continuing education credits. Another type of retreats are team building retreats. These are intended to create bonding experiences, to build trust among groups of people. I used to lead a lot of team building retreats with a focus on the Myers-Briggs personality type. So it was team building through Myers-Briggs. So you want to think about, if you're doing team building retreats, what are the modalities? What are the methodologies? Are you doing ropes courses outside, or are you doing personality testing, sitting in a boardroom, or any number of things in between we've done? I'm just remembering all the things that we used to do, improv experiences where people would come together and we'd get an improvisation expert to come in and run us through a bunch of improv games. And there are trust exercises, right? Like the falling backwards exercises and things like that. These are all typically team building retreats. Another type of retreat is, I kind of mentioned one earlier, like an adventure retreat where you're going somewhere and rock climbing or mountain climbing or fishing or something that involves the outdoors or that involves pushing yourself physically, mentally, emotionally. And a lot of times lots of these different experiences can create a lot of community bonding. And so what I will say about all of these retreats, and anyone who's considering leading a retreat for profit to make money, is that one of the best things you can do is to think about what happens after the retreat. I like to call it the big back end. In my opinion, having a retreat, one of the best reasons to have a retreat is in order to enroll people into some sort of further development program, some sort of mastery level program on the backside of your retreat. So if you're interested in learning how to do that, if you're a coach, a speaker, an author, a thought leader of some sort, you're thinking about leading retreats and you're curious about how to make it an actual profitable business, we can connect. The way I work is go and check out my business breakthrough program. You can find that at superstarbusinessbreakthrough.com. And then let's connect and find out, explore if and how I can support you.